Today I'm going to tell the story about my first time in the club business and getting a liquor license. In 2012, I kind of stumbled upon the club business. I was a promoter at first for the club, and I eventually promoted for a while without being paid the sufficient amount of money that I was supposed to be paid. We agreed on me becoming the manager of the club. Along that time, I became good friends with the lady who owned the actual building that the club was at. She informed me that the people who had the club at first weren't paying their rent on time, and she didn't want to deal with them anymore. After a little more time, we eventually came up with a plan where she was going to get rid of them, and I was going to take over the actual club. That happened, so I went through the process of going through the paperwork and getting everything in my name, which I had to go to the state's office to file for a liquor license, and the IRS to go through the tax paperwork and all of those things. I went through all the process and the steps to get the liquor license, and everything was looking good, and we had a grand opening date set for September 2012. We had the paper from the SLED about the liquor license, and we had our date in which the paper was supposed to come down. Everything was going smooth with that process until the day before the actual SLED paper was supposed to come down. I went to the mailbox and I saw that there were protest letters in the mailbox. Now, mind you, we had already had a date set to open, and we couldn't get a liquor license without getting these protests lifted off of us. Immediately that night when I first got the papers, my heart dropped because it was that day before and I just didn't know what to do. I went home, I prayed about it, and eventually it was just set upon me to try to go talk to these people. We went door to door. I sat down and genuinely had a talk with each and every one of those people, and each and every one of those people wrote letters lifting their protests. And that's the story about how I got my first liquor license and my first time in the club business.